Now, LangChain is also very powerful. LangChain is pure Python. So we need a couple of software. One is we need VS Code. Do we have VS Code installed? People on phone? VS Code. If not, you can download VS Code. It's pretty easy. Download VS Code, which is free software. Most of people should have VS Code because it's easy. You can download VS Code. I think I mentioned many times, but in case if you don't have, just download VS Code. So I think I have VS Code. You do need VS Code for this exercise. So VS Code is there. I have VS Code. So pretty good. Let me know if you have VS Code. VS Code is one of the simplest software right now, and it will be useful. So you need VS Code. Okay. Download it. May take a minute or two. Then when you go to LangChain, we'll cover that theory part and practical part, but in a nutshell, what is LangChain? Please understand. LLM is nothing but knowledge, whole world knowledge. So far, we are using as a chat GPT. That's what we call generative AI, right? That's what we are doing. But LLM itself does not have domain knowledge. So for that domain knowledge, now you need some framework, which is now we are using LangChain. That framework allows to connect to any database in the world. So example, you have Salesforce, example, you have database like Oracle database, or you have, let's say, Confluence, or any database. You can connect with, technically speaking, any tool in the world. Second thing, LLM allows you can use multiple LLM. So you can use Meta, you can use Hugging Face, you can use Google, you can use any API. You can call Google Search, you can call Expedia, you can call Hyatt. LLM does not know how to call Expedia or Google Search or YouTube or any type of thing. Or let's example, in case if you're using, let's say, Wiki or Confluence or Kubernetes or anything, right? Any API which you want to orchestrate, that's not possible because LLM itself does not have knowledge. So for that, first we are going to give knowledge, and then we are going to give a tool. You saw a few minutes back, we were using the weather tool. So that tool allows LLM to find weather. But then if you want to write a prompt, so far we were writing prompt, which is kind of easy. But if you remember, we use prompt template where we can have multiple items. So this LangChain allows configurable prompt. So there are two things, right? System prompt and user prompt. And on top of that, you can provide examples, you can provide some kind of, techniques or template, how you can provide. It means your prompt doesn't need to be hard-coded. Your prompt can be dynamic. And also LLM gives you memory. So you can have, like example, one agent does some work and adding to memory, second agent can read that memory and perform and put in another memory. So now agent can talk to memory. This LLM has a chain framework. So chain framework through agent one talks to another agent. So you have two options. One agent talk to other agent, like that, sequential. That's called chain. A talks to B, B talks to C, like that's the chain. Or you can have a flow. You can have a flow where A run that and create a condition. And based on condition, decide should I talk to B or should I talk to C? And then C can also decide should I talk to D or should I talk to E? So this is complex one. This is called LangFlow. LangFlow is complex because LangFlow gives you dynamic orchestration, or LangChain give you sequential workflow. So we saw LangFlow and LangChain. The only difference is LangFlow is more about visual workflow. LangChain is more programmatical workflow. LangChain, LangFlow, and there is another thing called LangGraph. LangGraph gives you complex dynamic workflow. And there is another thing called LangSmith. LangSmith is for auditing, debugging, monitoring, troubleshooting. So there's a LangSmith. So these are like different type of frameworks. LangChain is one of the most popular. It is proven that anyone who works on Agentic AI, they normally use LangChain because it's independent. It is not tied with AWS or Microsoft. It's independent framework. And it is so simple. Within like 1 hour, you will be able to do a lot of interesting activity. The only requirement is you need to know a little bit Python. So if you know Python, most of the work I have done it. So you just need to enjoy it. It is, in my understanding, Agentic AI, whenever somebody will say in your resume or in your job description, they will indirectly refer to framework. One is LangChain and second is Strands. Strands I'm going to cover next week. Strands is improved version of LangChain. but Strand just came last 3-4 months. So no, I would not say last 3, but maybe 9 to 12 months. But LangChain introduced in 2023, so it's 2 years old, and Strands is maybe 1 year old. So Strand has improved. Strands can work with LangChain. LangChain works with Strands, but they both are kind of competitive thing. You don't have to use LangChain. You can also don't have to use Strands. You can use combine both. So I will cover that as well. But today my focus is LangChain and Graph. Though I have created many exercises, but first exercise has to work, because when we install the software, the most problem I notice is the installation. Some machines I was able to install like this, and some machine it took a long time. It is required that you should have Python 3.12. So that's why I also did here Python space dash version. So that gives me idea that if it is a 3.12, then most likely it will work. Okay. Now, if you have this thing, the first thing we need to install the LangChain. So if you go to our forum, I'll show you something installation part. So we will start here installation. So we'll say pip install LangChain OpenAI. So I'm going to copy that. I think 4 library we use, but we'll install all at once. So we can just do right click, copy and right click. So you're doing pip install LangChain OpenAI. OpenAI, you know that our agent part, and LangChain is a framework. So I think 3 or 4 library we will use and we're good to go. So if you press enter, I end up getting various varieties of errors, but again, we'll solve that. While it is installing, we also need one LangChain community. So we'll do that installation also. So let it install and community. Normally what I do is I add here links. So I'll show you if I need a community. So we don't have to worry about installation later. Community. It will, once we enter it out, we'll know, but one is a community. Here you go. So there is another thing in your forum, you will find that. So we will install this one also. So you can see we are installing Google Search, LangChain OpenAI, LangChain Core, and LangChain Graph. And there is one thing I still missing. So please understand, I'm going to put a link in the chat, but it's in a forum. I did it because I knew this is going to be required for you. So we're going to install Google Search Result, LangChain OpenAI, LangChain Core, LangChain Graph, and there is one called Community. So total 3 library we installed. So you can see it's installing. It's going to take a while. And normally it works. If it works, then you're all set for today's class. The most problem is installation. So I'm installing 3.12. So it mostly it's going to work. So it's done. Now I'm going to paste it here. So Google Search, LangChain OpenAI, LangChain Core, and LangGraph. Again, this is coming from forum. I'm not typing here. In case if you do not see here, that's your lab. You can see the lab. This one is there also. Right? And one more thing I need to give you, that's called community. I put it somewhere, community. Let me search it. Community. Yeah, this one. So with this one, community. So we're going to copy this one. Okay. I'm going to copy this, Control C. And I'm going to paste it in the chat. Please understand, community version is also important. So total three things we are installing. We install LangChain, then we install LangChain OpenAI, and then we will be installing community. And that solves all our installation problem. Do you think it's hard installation? Pretty easy, right? Pip is no, this framework itself is easy. So first we'll do hello world. So at least I can take a break, peace of mind, because at least hello world works. If a hello world works, then rest of the things is fun. I have good exercise which will really help you to understand how agentic AI works. And this, if you understand today's class, then I would encourage you to think about big project like Expedia, right? How can you do travel booking, right? We have multiple agents, because I can take you to that level where you can visualize it. And next week I'll give you more, but don't wait for the next week. Whatever you have, start working on the project. Again, without project, you will not be well prepared. With project, you will have a lot more knowledge. Now, while it is doing that, we will do simple or hello world. So what we will do is we'll go back to our forum and we'll go all the way up. And we'll start with the first exercise. Very simple, hello world. Tiny, pretty tiny exercise, but that gives you, at least it will validate the machine is good to go. Okay. Yeah. So this is the tiny exercise. While you are here, I'm going to show you how this LangChain works. So first thing first, we are using LangChain, and then we need OpenAI. Now, everyone should have OpenAI key, which you are using LangFlow. So you have key. Please pay attention. Within 2 seconds, you will understand everything. So here, you are using OpenAI as a LLM. But let's say if you want to use a Bedrock, then your LLM, here OpenAI straight you're using. But if you're using what you call Bedrock, then in LLM, you will write model name, which is in case, let's say model name equal to, let's say Sonar, Nova, AWS Nova. And then here, instead of OpenAI, you will do Bedrock. And then you will, instead of this one, you will do Bedrock API. So this is going to be Bedrock API. And then everything works. Next week, I'll show you how to use Bedrock also. But OpenAI is very popular. So most of the exercise I did OpenAI. The reason Bedrock, because if you don't have key, then you have a problem. OpenAI, creating key is pretty easy and it's free. Bedrock is going to charge you. So that's why I tried to do this thing. So now the step works almost same way. First, you need a key. And then using key, you create your model ready. Then you're asking prompt. And then this prompt will go to LLM, which is your model, and it's going to give you result. This is pretty simple. Almost every example, you will have key, will have LLM, and then prompt. Now, right now we are asking simple prompt, but we can make a prompt customization by curly bracket and create a prompt template. And then we can create a LLM1, like agent 1, LLM2, agent 2. And then we create a sequence, and then they talk to each other. And then we create a bunch of agents. So that's what the intention is. Okay. So right now, seems like our things will be installed. So what we can do here, we can go here and create a brand new project. So we'll say, we'll close everything. So let me do one thing. Let me do new window. So start a new window, and then I'll close the other one. Let me know. Close other window. So VS Code. Sorry for that. Close everything here. Save all. And then close folder. So I'm going to say close folder. So this is going to close window. Sorry, this folder. Okay. VS Code. Okay. Now, let me just close this thing. I don't need any of them. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create, ideally, the way normally what I do is I create a folder wherever I want. I create a folder, and inside folder, I'm going to create a program. Okay. So you can see here right now we are, if you are in command prompt, we are here, right? C drive user ITXPS, right? So what we can do here, we can create a folder here, mkdir, and say my LangChain. Create a folder mkdir my LangChain. So this way you can create a folder, and I'm going to open this folder in our we call Visual Code. Okay. Okay. So I created folder mkdir my LangChain. So right, please understand, we are here. This is our location in my case, and I created this folder. So I'm going to open that one. And now I'll say file, open folder, file, open folder. And then I go to my C drive, user, C drive, user, under ITXPS, I have a folder called my LangChain. Let me know if you know my LangChain folder. So you will have blank folder. Give me thumbs up if you are able to open my LangChain, which is blank folder. There's nothing inside, right? I created mkdir space my LangChain. Make sense? People on phone, right? And then here you can go here and say file, open folder, and go to the location. Okay. Now here I'm going to create a file. So I'm going to create a file. I'm going to create a file, and that will be our first program. So I'm going to say first.py. First.py. Make sure your extension is Python, and the program which you copy, you can copy the program. So in my case, I have this program. I'm going to copy that. The only thing, you will change your key. You will change your key. So I have my key. I'm going to change my key. You change the key and keep the key handy, because you will be needed this key often. So just keep the key handy. Because you do need key. Right? Just keep the key handy, so that way you get to go. So please understand, I copy the whole program from our forum. This first line is creating an LLM model with my key. There is a concept called temperature. So please understand, temperature, if the lowest, if you go backside, the lower the value. So if it is 0, means predictable. 0 means predictable. If you do higher value, maximum is 1. And if you say 1, close to 1, it means creative. So if you want predictable result, you can keep 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. If you want varieties of result, then you increase 0.7, 0.8, 0.9. So if you want creative answer, you have 0.9, 0.8. If you want predeterministic result, then you do 0. Okay. Now everything looks good. Just run it. So just run your program. So yours. Install. Okay, my Python seems like was not enabled. That's why the issue was. Okay. In case if you don't have Python, what you call extended, so you can extend the Python. Normally VS Code will automatically read and try to extend that. But in case if you don't have, you can do that part. Because it seems like I did not have Python installed. I thought I have installed. If you have to install something in your VS Code, you can install any extension. So you can click here and you can search Python and you can install also. Okay. So right now I have my program here. Right now it's working on extension part. You can run your program through, here it's terminal itself. So you can open a terminal and you can say new terminal. It will automatically go to that location, or you can play the play button. So right now you can see initially my Python was not installed. So I did not have a play button, right? If I install Python, it will show the play button. In case if you don't have Python and if you want to install, you can go to extension here, right? And go to extension, right? So if you go to here, go to extension, and you can search whatever extension you want. So like example, if you want to install, let's say, particular AWS, like Amazon Q, any plugin you want to install, you can install. But though you don't need right now, but if you want to install, you can just go to extensions, and extensions, you can install whatever extension you want. But right now we have Python installed already. Okay. I'm going to play that and it should give me the result. And let me know if you are able to get the result. And that is your starting point of your framework. It will take a couple of seconds, but you will get the result. So I asked, what are the top 3 benefits of using electric car? And you can see the result is coming. And You should be able to get the result. Are you getting? What is the error? No. Did you install all those library? No, I got result. What error you're getting? No. You did this thing, right? First, let me just show you 3 things we install. Complete installation. No, but hello. It is how many Python you have? 3.12. No, only one you have, or only one Python you have? Like sometimes you have my 3.12, 3.13, 3.10. No, I have only one. Then try one more time. See, I'm able to run it. Let me know if you are able to run. People on phone, let me know if you are able to run. Right now, you can see I asked prompt, right? And I'm able to get the answer. Manish, Reshma, are you guys able to run? Sorry?
Yeah, you're able to. I'm able to run.
Okay. I just want to make sure we have a basic setup ready. So after break, when we cover, we should be able to do a lot more exercise quickly. Working? Okay. So why don't we take a small break, drink water, coffee, in case some of you have an issue with the installation. The most pop thing I want to make sure remind you, first we install LangChain and OpenAI, then we install Google search and all, and third we install this thing. So LangChain community needed because some of the lab we are using that, some of the lab we are using Google search and others, LangGraph, and then most importantly LangChain and OpenAI. So this LangChain and OpenAI is the primary thing. Let it install. Once it's installed, yeah, sometimes, sorry.
No, the extension.
Yeah, you do need to install Python extension because sometimes Python extension will give you the play environment, or sometimes close the VS Code and start when you are installing, right? Environment is not set up properly. So closing the VS Code and starting again, it will take the new installation, because when you're installing through pip command, sometimes environment is not refreshed. So VS Code you started early and you install pip command later. Closing VS Code and starting one more time, it will refresh the environment. So I figured it out. It's a good idea. Yesterday I had a 3.7. So I used to get a weird error. Remove, install 3.12, issues disappear. Okay. So first, good job that you have installed all the necessary framework. I'm not going to go through all basic exercise, but let's do some interesting exercise. Good news, framework is ready. So now let's go to forum. Some exercise, I'm going to skip it because this one is kind of giving you prompt. So please pay attention here. Please understand, anytime you do this exercise, this couple of lines will remain same. So we don't have to copy that, right? So now you can see here, this is very interesting. LangChain gives you template creation. Means you can customize and configure the template, which is one of the interesting thing, because in a real life, you might notice that when we did the Lang flow, there is 2 things. One is called user prompt and one is called system prompt. Like when I write in a Lang flow, if you remember, we were writing here, right? When we write here some instruction, right? That is system. That user doesn't write. User normally write like something like this. Now, this combination part you can create through template editor, and that's what this is about, right? So if you see our forum, we are creating a template. This template is customized. So we are saying, you know what? Input variable come as a topic. And you're saying explain topic to 5 years old. Now you can see here when your template format topic. So this topic you're passing, which will go here, that will become your input variable. Now, when you prompt that, you're passing this prompt topic, the topic is passing and it will get this thing. So it's not fun. Let's go to second one that I a little bit same thing, but a little bit interesting. One of the benefit LangChain gives you is template framework. So that's why it's very important. So you are creating your template, right? So here, think about in this template, you are saying that I need 2 input, style and topic, right? If you remember, we used to do in LangFlow like this way. Yes or no? So same way. Now, when you are saying that, hey, I need this thing. So if I go to prompt, look at that. You are using chain, which I'll cover that in a second. You are passing style angry and topic this. So this is your key. So you're saying I will get 2 key and I have 2 values. So you're going to pass that. So now let's understand what is happening. So first, we are saying this is like consider template equal to 3 double quotation and 3 double quotation. So whenever you write like, multi-line in Python, we use 3 double quotations. So it kind of gives you more readable. So your help assistant, which is nothing but system, generate style. So that's your 1 token and topic under 20 words. Okay. So this is your template and then you pass here. But this template style and topic you will receive from user. So that's what input variable, you pass that thing. Okay. Now this line is common. So there is nothing to do. This line is also common. So this is common line. Now here, whatever your prompt you're passing here, and this create a chain. This is just nothing but variable. Now you can say chain run, right? So let's copy this thing so you will understand interesting thing. So I'm not gonna pass. Let's copy first everything and then make sure you don't need to copy. Remove your key. So I'm gonna keep the second program. I'm gonna create a second program. So please understand when you are doing this exercise. So here we have first program. I'm going to do second program. So you can always refer your key. You don't have to copy paste, right? So here I'm going to click on plus sign. You see this plus sign? And using plus sign, we're going to create a new file and we're going to write second.py. And I paste whole program. All the program I have tested it. I have tested that whole program. The only thing is key is changed. So I'm going to copy this key. Right, the key which I have, I'm going to copy this key because this whole program is all about key. So I'm going to copy this key and I'm going to paste that key. So when you copy this key, rest everything looks good. So now let's understand this program one more time. So I'm asking chain, use this style angry AI replacing job. Okay. So please understand, one, I'm passing this thing. And second, I'm saying funny AI replacing job. So I'm calling 2 times. Make sense or no? So when you do run is gonna use this, whatever you're passing, goes to here, LangChain. And in chain, it is looking first LLM, which is your model. So it is looking for your model and the prompt you pass, it will pass that prompt and it will run that answer. Okay. So now run it and see what happened. It's gonna call 2 times. One is the angry fresh and one is the funny fresh. So let's say, so funny phrases you will see here, AI replacing job, and second is style angry AI replacing job. You can see that both came nicely. Look at that. Looks like AI is taking over workforce, but at least I still have a job. And AI's advancement may be impressive, but streaming hardworking job. Make sense? If you can pass 2 keys, you can pass 3 and 4 also. Yes or no? These are kind of warm-up exercise. I'm going to go through advanced, but any questions so far? Is it working so far? So this exercise is not that impressive because this is just like understanding prompt, how you customize the prompt. So like in tomorrow, let's say you want to pass extra value, you come here, right? You come here, first change this thing. Make sense? Define third parameter. Then you define here third parameter, and then you define here third parameter. And rest of the things, it's kind of boilerplate code. Okay. Now let's do some interesting thing. You may like it. Okay. First, okay, this is a memory related thing. Again, it's kind of easy, which I'm going to spend a little time so you can understand. Please pay attention. LangChain does have a component called conversation chain and conversation buffer memory. So it does have a short-term memory and long-term memory. Long-term memory is for your historical chat prompt, so you can maintain the historical. And short-term memory means you educate and then you ask question. So you give an example and you ask question. So this is called few shots. Few shots means you tell, hey, my name is John, and then you ask again, what's my name? Or given this is my resume, tell me how it is doing. So you're giving example. So that it will memorize. And then you ask second following prompt. So here you can see here, it is using conversational chat, but you are using a tool called memory. So now you are saying, hey, I'm John. So you're educating in memory. And next you are asking, what's my name? Of course it's going to say John because it memorized. Not interesting. So we'll move on. But just only remember the LangChain gives you memory component. The other by default LLM does not give you that, but LangChain take LLM and now gives you another component called memory. First component we saw is template builder or template formatter. Let's go to interesting one. So here using tools. So this might getting better and better. First, this is something interesting. You may like it, and just slowly, this is our future. If you understand this concept, you will appreciate everything. I try to make the program a little simpler so you can easily understand. First two lines are not fancy because it's a boilerplate. The magic is here. Load tools, and in a rectangle bracket, LLM math. That is coming from their existing tools. So LLM does not have tool. So our LangChain gives you some basic tools. So there are tools are like this way. First, LangChain come with their own tool. So first of all, and then you can create your own tool. And then you educate all tools and make LLM powerful. So let's take a look. LLM does not have tool because, like example, if I want to access database, that tool, what database, username, hostname, password, LLM does not know. So you have to educate, and that's why you write custom application specific or domain specific tool. But crawling website, that's called generic, right? You just need to give URL and I can read website. Or reading file is generic. Or doing math is generic, right? So LangChain gives you generic tools which you can use for your own purpose. Reading, writing, transforming, splitting, those are tools it gives you by default. Now, just like LangChain, Strands gives you 20 tools. So you can use a lot of tools, like example, if you want to run Python program, or if you want to compare two files, or if you want to do sorting, those tools are available. Means you don't have to write, just use it. And how you use this with double quotation, you write that tool. I'll show you how to use their tool, and I'll also show you how to use our tool. If you ask me, the secret is this example. If you understand this example, then you understand how it works. But we have a lot more program to do. So let's read this program a little bit carefully. So we are saying, hey, I want to use math. So you are now making this LLM powerful with this tool. Let's say if you want to read file, then you can do comma, you add another tool, HTTP period. Let's say you want to read a file, then you can say file tool. Let's say if you want to do math, transformation, then you add tool. So you can add as many tools as you want. Now, just an example, if you want to, let's say, call what you call United Airlines web service, then you will end up writing a tool, make a website call or weather call or traffic call, get the answer. This tool works, and that this tool you registered. And now you prompt it, hey, I want to book United Airlines. It will go to here, sorry. It will come here. It will look for tool, it will look for LLM. LLM say, wait a minute, I don't know, but I have a tool, can register for you. So now LLM will make a call using tool and complete the work. Makes sense or not? So if you remember, we were using our LangFlow, we were using tools, right? HTTP reader is a tools, like, joiners are tools. So we were making LLM powerful. So in this example, we are just doing math. So let's copy this thing. Copy this thing. And let's create a third file. So we're gonna use this one. And here we'll say third.py. and paste it. And make sure you change your key, because the program I have, the key is mine and it won't work at all. And key is very important, so never share with the key others. And this keys are expired, so in case you try to run, it won't work because I invalidated that key. And here, simple math this tool is doing, because this tool has a power which I'm giving through LLM math. Now the number package, please install. You can see it is asking, so I'm going to install here itself. Make sense or not? And anytime it gives you hints, so which is kind of nice, right? Keep install number expression. So let's, sorry?
No, it answered me because I think.
You have it, maybe. It doesn't matter, it takes a few seconds to do so. So now I'm going to jump into the complex exercise, because you got the high level setup. The most important part is how to register tool and how to create a template format. Now this is working fine. So you can see it's called, and you got the answer, right? Now you might notice here, color coding. So you see action calculator. It means it is understanding that I need to use tool called calculator, right? And then input and observation. This is and thought. I know the final answer and final answers here. So this is coming from LLM, but it is using a tool. See, I should use calculator to solve this problem. Pretty good. And that is magic is done by this guy, right? Now I'm going to create my own tool, and nothing but Python function. If you understand that part, you can do amazing work, right? So now we're going to write our own tool. Tool is nothing but capability, right? So now let's go here. Yeah, this one is good. So first, please pay attention, so you will have clarity. I have template, which is topic. So now in this exercise, we are doing two things. One, you make a call and get information about particular topic, which is called research. The second tool is now going to do summary of that. So you, whatever research you do, you have a bunch of things, and this one will read that and convert into summary, right? So first understand here. So here, this one is called idea generator. Based on the topic, we are going to create 3 creative blog post idea, right? That second one, LLM is here. So first LLM, see here in this exercise, I use my key, right? So this LLM I'm passing here. Idea prompt. So this is my idea prompt. So here is that, and out is ideas. So that is passing here, and it will generate. So this one is first generating idea chain, right? Now second one is another template. I use the idea. Now I say summarize this thing. So this is summarizing, and this one will be summarized chain. So this was 1, this is 2. This guy is to take this thing, right, and summarize, and you are giving output outline gets headline, right? Now see here, we are making our own tools. So we are saying chains, idea chain first, and summary chain second. So first it will call this sequential chain. After you get the idea, this guy gonna do summary, right? So think about, if your data file, you can have first tool read the file, and second tool draw graph, do summary. Make sense? Huh? So you have infinite. You can add as many tools as you want. So example, somebody say, what is the max? What is the minimum? Like that. Okay? So now understand. So here we are saying overall chain, which is this one. We are saying topic is AI healthcare. So it came here, topic came, input variable, and you are looking for output variable ideas and headline output. And it is using tool this tool. So first, if I go here, you know what is going to do. It is using this one, template is ready, and then it is going to run this LLM to generate the idea. And the second time after this one, it will read this template and generate the summary as a headline. Okay? So let's copy this one and We'll copy this one. And we'll say fourth file. Fourth UI. And don't forget to copy the keys. Oops. Oh man, no keys. Now you can save it. You can just say file save all, file save all, save, and then you run it and see that based on the your topic is going to generate. So your topic here is AI in a healthcare, right? So it's going to generate first blog and then headlines. So you can see right now it is generated. So you can see here idea chain, right? Idea chain, got that. And topic is AI healthcare and ideas. So you generate the ideas and get the information also. Now still the one thing is missing is how do I write my Python functions, right? Here we are using more about LLM. There is not much logic here, right? So now I want to do interesting exercise with useful exercise, and this is a little bit complex, so you have to pay attention. This is like a very simple exercise which we are trying to understand how sequential chain work. Basically, we are understanding their classes. Now let's do a big jump, okay? So I'm going to skip that. I'm going to come to node later. I want to do big exercise. Give me a second. Just scroll down. Scroll down. Scroll down. Yeah, go to see, look for this one. Resume screening and ranking using OpenAI LangChain. Right, this is a little longer exercise, but it's practical, useful, because there are simple exercises out there, but we can spend time and we can do better things. If you guys are ready, then this exercise requires a little bit focus. So please focus here, otherwise it won't work properly. Ready? So first, let me set the stage. In this exercise, we will create a folder called resume. Please pay attention. We'll create a resume folder. We will add 3 resumes for demonstration purpose. Then we will add a job description. And this program will read job description, will resume, and using LLM, we'll ask to screen it. And then give a score. And then tell us also who is the right candidate for the job, right? So some mechanical work we need to do. So first thing, what we need to do, where we are. So currently we are in a C drive ITXPS and we are under my LangChain. So let's go there. So some mechanical work we need to do. So we'll go to C drive. Make sure you go there physically. C drive, users, right? For my case, ITXPS, LangChain inside. So if you're here, give me thumbs up. This is our folder structure. So yes. Minor mistake, it will not work because it's a sensitive, right? So here, first we're gonna create a right click and what's the folder name? Resumes. So right click and say new folder, resumes. Resumes. So we create a resume. Make sense? Good. Now double click on it. Now here you can add a PDF file, document. So I created a txt file because I know we have to do copy paste. So if you scroll down somewhere, I copied it here. Okay. You see this ls resume txt? If you scroll down, do you see that? ls resume.txt. Say yes. Yes or no? In a forum, right? So you copy this thing, see here on screen, up to this, like that. Control C. Make sure you follow correctly. So this one will create a file ls_resume.txt. Okay, we're gonna create a file under resume folder. So we'll say right click, new file, right click, new text file, and we'll say ls, spelling doesn't matter actually, resume.txt, ls resume.txt, double click on it and paste that content. Make sure the names are correct because ls has ls, and then save it. So basically what we are saying here, whatever we have, please pay attention. We created a name here, and inside name we cut and paste the code, the resume, right? Now close this file. Now go back to our forum, and there is another thing called bob resume.txt. So I'm going to copy the bob content. We're going to copy the bob content up to this education, right? Control C. Yes or no? Right? And then same concept, right click, new text file. We'll say bob underscore resume dot text, and then double click on that and paste it here. So you can paste it, Alt FS. So now bob resume is there, and same thing, Carlo's resume is there. So I'm going to copy Carol, sorry for that. So I'm going to copy, Control C, and right click, new text file, Carol underscore resume text, and double click on it. Do you think it's hard? Pretty easy. Mechanical work, right? Creating 3 files under resume folders. Any questions so far? Good. Yeah. Now close this thing. Now go to up a little bit. So my LangChain. So I up. Now I'm here. Going to add a job description here. So if you scroll up a little bit, we were down. Let's go up. There is a one job description I have. So this one will pick that job description _1. So this is my job description. See on the screen, please. Control C. So this is my job description. Are you understanding? Job description. So here I'm in outside of the resume folder. So you can see I'm in my LangChain, but I'm outside of the resume folder. I'm going to right click. I'll say new text file. I'll say job underscore description _1 .txt. Spelling matters. So if it's error, we will change it. Description and save it. So job description _1, and that is at the same level as resume. Here your resume, inside that your 3 resume. So what we are going to do is read this description and try to find out suitable candidate. Pretty good. Yeah. So mechanical work is done. Now let's understand the program. So now please pay attention so we can go over the program. So this program does require community, which we talk about, and I think we install. So first couple of lines, no problem. You know that. So here we are creating an object. Please pay attention. We are creating an object that resume, job descriptions, and file name. So here we are saying what is the resume name. So this one will give a name of the resume file name. This will give a resume content, and this will give a content of the job description. So this is easy for us to read. This object is nothing. Any name you can give. This object allows like object oriented, so you can say what is a resume, what is a job description, what is a file. So it's easy for us. The first code, this one is nothing but it's reading all resumes, basically reading all resumes. So you can say load resume. Again, you can find from ChatGPT, but any PDF file, any docs, any TXT file can be. I use TXT, but you can have mix match also, and it will work. Next one is doing main thing, score resume. So score resume input. Score resume input, if you say that, it is coming from this one. So score resume input has 3 things: resume, job description, and file. So once you get here, we are asking prompt, you are HR assistant. Take job descriptions which you got from here. So whatever you got from here, take job description, take resume, and score 0 to 100. Why this resume fits or not. You see how nicely we are giving. So when you give it to LLM, what LLM will do, give you score. and it will also give you reason. Make sense? Explanation why. So this is where your prompt engineer come handy. This one, what you are giving here, your HR assistant, job descriptions, this is something input, right? Resume input. And so 3 things is input. You're giving job descriptions, you're giving resume, right? So 2 input, job description and resume you're giving. And you're saying reply in a format. So you're saying what will be the output look like? Score has to be 0 to 100. Explanation why this resume is selected. So for this job description, for this resume, you're selecting, then tell me why, right? Now here you're invoking, and this invoke will happen for 3 times. How many times? 3 times. Why? Because we have 3 files. So here loops. So based on whatever the things you have, it's going to loop it. And so if you start here, see here, main. First is I hard coded resume folders. So it is looking, and I also hard coded job description one. We can also do 2 because if any different job description here. This one will look for all files, resume files from that folder. And then it will say if there is no file, it will say there is no file found. If there are files are there, it will say this many file found. Okay. Now it's going to loop. So first it will load the file and then score. And each time is going to take file, resume, and description. And that it will pass, that it will pass to results. And that results you are sorting. This information when you're passing here, the most important part is this one, score invoke. So when you do score invoke, it will go to here. And score invoke is the one who is internally calling LLM. Make sense or not? And then you are going to get, when you call this prompt, you're going to get response. From response, you're going to get content, and content you're going to get score, and you're going to get reasoning. And then you're going to split it and now separate it out. Hey, when I call it, I get a response. That response coming in a content. So you are going to take a content, you're splitting the content. And then you're separating out score, what you got, and the explanation, what you got. And that you are going to sort it and display as a result. So when you do that, you will get this thing. Alice got this score and the reason. Both got this and got a reason. And this is, so now HR doesn't have to spend too much time. Now your program can read thousands of resumes, and within 2 seconds, it will tell you which candidate we should call. Good thing, bad thing? Good thing, yes or no? So now I think we have a good program. So now copy this program, and main thing, it should work, right? So Control C, copy that. We'll create a new file, so which is the 5th.py, and paste that. And your key part, you have to replace the key. So so 5th. Okay, so I done that part. Save it all. So you can just say file save all. Make sure that part is done, and then play. If everything is like right, you will see it's gonna read resume, and it will give you scoring. And LLM does magic for you and does scoring. If you can see, I have done this program. It took me a couple of hours to write that, but because the program is ready, you are able to get the benefit. And you can see for me, scoring happened, and it is sorted based on this number. And these 2 candidates seems like good. This candidate is not good fit. Give me thumbs up if it works for you. Well, interesting, right? Now ask yourself a question. If you have, like, example applications, just an example, you put all your applications, and then you take something like example, person is working, person credit score, and then you can think about, should I approve or should I not approve, right? Or what would be APR we should charge for car loan, house loan, other loan, right? This kind of ways you can make it. You can also create another thing like, hey, once you get an about 90, send approval email, right? So you can use template for email, and you can send email, but quite interesting. Makes sense or not? The way it is happening is you are using See, whole this agentic AI is nothing but agent is nothing but digital worker is leveraging LLM and making LLM smarter. Now here, one LLM is kind of reading resume and say, you know what, score my resume. Who is doing scoring? LLM is doing. Why it is doing? Because you give a hint that you are HR assistant. Makes sense or not? Let's say some of you say, I want to format the resume. So you can ask agent, take my input and make it professional. So it will rewrite the resume. Make sense? Or you can ask, send this resume, get me email, phone number, and total years of experience. Whatever you will ask, LLM will do for you. So technically speaking, LLM is doer, and you have to educate how to do it. And that agent is doing. So what is agent is? Agent is getting maximum value from LLM. Agent itself is a small Python program. The power it gets through LLM. Make sense? Good so far? Any questions? Yep. Let's do one more interesting program because I want to make sure one time I want to use that one is there. Let's do one more lang graph maybe. So this is kind of a simple thing, but let me see. This is multiple tools again. Let's understand here. So in this exercise, we are building a multi-agent orchestration. We are building multi-agent orchestrator. So what is multi-agent orchestrator? Means you are kind of creating a multiple agents, right? So it's tooling basically. So if I scroll down and straight go to the program, you will understand. So in this exercise, what we are doing, first couple of lines are boilerplate, right? So first you are saying, you can see here, this is something you are creating now your own tool. Dev stands for definition, and research tool function, nothing but Python function. So you're saying this function will be my tool. So far, you were using the normal their side of the tool. Now it's you're getting tool. So you're saying researcher tool, you are writing something here. The moon landing happened in 1969. Present, did I research it? Something information. So this is one function. Now this function can be inserting in a database. This function can be calling weather API. This function can be your maybe reading something from, let's say, Salesforce. So this is just an example. But when you are real life, it won't be that simple. Here you will write your business laws, right? Example, you're reading files or you're writing files, you're calling web service, you're calling database, but just demonstration purpose. Let's say these are two functions. So far, so good. It can, like example, for your Expedia project. If I do Expedia project, I can write book hotel, book car, book air ticket. So that's what your function will be. Make sense now? So technically, try not to do big complex program. First, understand how structure works. Because once you understand structure, you have infinite opportunity, right? So here, these are tools, which is nothing but sub-agent. You have choice to write whatever you want. So right now, two example, and then we created two. So you can see research tool. This is the name you give, and this is the function. So it's going to call. Who is going to call? LLM will call. So if I have weather, if I have traffic, can it call? Answer is yes, right? It can call weather, traffic. It can, if you say a book hotel, book rental car, book cruise, you can do that. Or if you have a credit card application, like now, submit this form, check the status, like do email. So you define what task we need to do. If you are not very clear, there is another program you can do. You can ask prompt for job application, what task I need to do. And based on that, you create a function accordingly. And then you ask, so it will automatically start calling this thing also. So you can make interesting program, but good news, it's simple. So now here you can see this is your own custom program. Can I write calculator too? Answer is yes. So if I write calculator, I need to add one line. Yes or no? right? We'll do that as well. So now you have this thing. Now you're saying, I'm going to initialize the agent. So this is going to initialize the agent. You're using the tools. Now so tell me more about moon landing. So this information is a prompt, and this prompt you're passing to agent. Agent is going to go here. Agent is say, no, I have tool. And then first it will say, go to here and say, look up facts, write a summary. So this guy is tell me more about that. So this guy is going to look for fact, and then it's going to write summary. Make sense? So let's copy this program and see if that works out. Control C. And now we're going to do 6.py. As always, change your key. Remember, I keep asking, but it is important that the current key won't work because I disable those keys. So it's important that you change the key and then run it, because you have installed all the library, should not have any problem. After you do that, we will try to make this program a little bit interesting, add more tools, so at least you feel comfortable. So you can see it's calling, right? First it call agent 1. You can say research tool. Do you guys agree or not? First is research tool, and the second thing it can say write tool, right? See, I'm not telling what to call. There is no if and else. Do you agree? Most of the people who have done like structure programming, right? You do if, then do this, else do this. We are not writing. So now let's say we want to add more tool. So let's say example, I want to add tool. So let's collectively, let's work on it. So here, let's say I copy this one and we gonna write here. Let's say I'm just making up, right? And let's say let's do calculate, that's fine. Tool function, I'm just writing that instead of summary, I would say, I'll say calculate. Then I need to have a string. So my problem will be, okay, that's fine. Calculate number of characters. Let's write that number of characters for, and then I say curly bracket str, right? That's what you are getting info. So, right? So we will say, hey, calculate number of characters, right? Or you can say number of line, whatever. And we are trying to make tool just in front of you. So this is the available tool. We copy that tool and we just pass some information, number of characters. So how would I write it? I need to write here calculate, because otherwise you won't know, right? Calculate number of characters for info, for string, let's do string like that. So this is going to give a what do you call LLM some hint what to do, right? So we'll say calculate number of characters for string, and that's info, which is coming as an input. Now I'm going to do comma, and I'm going to copy this line and paste it here. And instead of calculate tool, I'm going to say calculate, and I'll write calculate tool, right? Calculate tool. Now calculate tool, it's a function is calculate tool function, so I'm going to change that and write a summary. Instead of that, I'll say calculate number of characters. So far so good. So I think that's good enough. There's nothing change I need to do, because it will sequentially call, because all agents are automatically explained by tools. Make sense? So let's see if you're lucky and things works. First save it, program, file, save all, and call it. So now what I'm trying to say, you are now extending the current program. Give me thumbs up if you're able to see 67 characters. Pretty good. Yes, sir. What error you got? No. This makes your spelling checking, right? So this info is coming from this info, right? And then calculate number of characters, right? And this one is name, any name, spelling name. This one has to be this one, the function. Can you write like uppercase, lowercase? Can you write splitting? You can write anything technically, right? Now it's basically whatever you're passing, right? This guy's output, it passed to here. Makes sense. So here, when you are getting this example, calculate number of string landing. So here, whatever you got, right? You calculated that thing. So it's easy. Good. Now let's go forward. We'll do one more and then we'll do quiz. So I think you got the idea. Yeah, you may like this one. This is like a node graph. Okay. So this one I already have done exercise for you. So you may like it. So pay attention. Technically, for this, you need to create a Google search API. You need to create an account, which I have done it for you. So you don't have to worry about it. There are many APIs account. I did it, so you don't have to. And we install this library. Yes, sir. So what is this function does? This function does research. So it make a call to Google. Then this program will do summarize, and this program will do critic. Right? So pipeline using LangChain, search API, and OpenAI. So you're kind of doing mixed match. Okay. So now first let's understand the program. So first, I create like this kind of thing as objects so you can easily pass. So first one will ask question, which is the query. Second one, using questions, does research. Third, will do summarization. And fourth, it will do critic, good, bad, like that. So just like a movie comments and all. So here I have done search API, this is nothing but Google. So I created an account and I created API. So basically using this, I can call Google and I can search a particular thing. We'll see that. Now I created 3 models. One model, use the key, and then ready model. These are 3 models. Each one has model. Now you may ask why temperature is changing. Again, there's no rocket science. If you want creativity, then you guys high number. If you want precision and fix, then lower number. So summary, you want lower numbers. Again, there is no rocket science. You can change it if you want to. Now, if you see here, the researchers take the research query. It can take the query, it wait for 2 seconds, and then it runs the query. This search tool is nothing but the API which you are calling Google. So this one is nothing but coming from Google. It is going to Google and it will gonna call that API. So now this one will do that search result, and it says if result is there, it's gonna do result search and it put that thing in a state. So your state is nothing but memory. So through that memory, other can read about it. So this guy did research, any topic, it will write into research output. The next guy, which is a summary agent, it used the research state, and whatever you wrote, it is going to read it, and you say human message again, and you are converting that information. So it's going to summarize, and whatever it comes, it's going to write into summary output. Right? It's just like a key value. Now the third guy is reading the summary output and invoking critique and say, hey, give me the feedback about this. I'm storing that thing. So ultimately, state has 3 responses: summary, research, and critique. So now you're creating a graph. So this graph is like this. So state graph. So the way it works is first is the node. So first is the master root node. And then you are saying add. So you're adding another node, research node, adding another node, summary node, adding another node, critical. Now, this is the master node, and you have 3 nodes. Okay, but how do you navigate? So here you are saying graph set entry point research. So first you go research, then it's a add research to summary. So you go to summary, then summary to critic. So this is called flexible flow. Now you don't have to go this. You can write also a condition if this is there, directly go here. So this kind of branching, which is called condition branch, you can write here. Okay. And then once you are done with that, you're saying initially state will be like this. As you get information, you're going to write that. And now your runnable invoke, which is the initial state, your runnable invoke, and ultimately what happens. So here you came to initial state, sorry, my mistake. This one will run your graph. Compile will run your graph. So what happens is when you do graph compile, it comes here. It will first look for the node and say, a node, what function? So it called the function. Then it come here, oh, what nodes? Then it call that function. Then this guys will call. So what will happen? It will initiate the research state. So this research state, which you have, research output summary. Once you have that, you are now summarizing the information. So here compile node checkpoint for simplicity. So this guy is going to compile, and that is your running here. So you will ultimately, this initial state will be populated, and now you're reading the final state, whatever you complete. So whatever the output you got, this was your initial output. Whatever you got output has three key values: research, summary, and critic. So first, one more time, entire thing is going through state. So you're maintaining state, this state, and using this state, you're going to get a final state here. So when you get a final state, all these guys have written critic, summary, and research, which you are printing here. Make sense? So let's copy this. I already have done a what you call search API, so you don't have to do that. It will save some time. Now let's create a new file, 7.py. Paste it here. Again, change the key. Okay. Now run your program and see the research we are asking here. So here, recent advance in a battery technology for renewable energy storage. Instead of that, you can run that and see if it works, and then you can change that thing and see what happens. Save your program, and you will see nice result. First, you will have research. Second, you will have summary, and third, you will have critic. This kind of program gives you clue like how you can customize this thing further, and you can add more, and you can see that it worked very nicely. And you can see here, critic is there, summary is there, and if you go up, research is there also. Make sense? Research, summary, and critic. Let's say if I change the topic, and instead of this, I can say research how AI will change human life. Right? I'm just asking research how AI will change human life, right? Save this thing, file, save all, and run it. Now here, one small disadvantage, it memorizes it, so sometimes it will maintain the last information also. So right now we are making call to Google search actually. And using Google search, we're going to get this detail. And you can see here. So it's quite a nice job actually. Look at that. The future of AI include expand the roles in daily life, right? Now let's go to critic. So overall, the summary effectively conveys the main topic, right? Here are some suggestions to improve, provide more specific example to support each point. For example, instead of, so this is like a professor does, right? That where you're missing, break down the 9 key benefits and all, right? Clarity, right? Just like a professor. So professor life is a lot easy now, right? Make sense? You see how powerful it is? You can call weather, you can call Google and all. So there are a few examples out there, feel free and try it out. But again, I have added some homework also. I would suggest you can try the homework. I added more information highlighted and also you can practice those things. You have to do yourself, right? Because I done this my part, so it's a lot easier to follow. But when you do your part, I can give you guarantee because now your form is ready. form is ready, so you can do that, but try some of tools yourself and question yourself, hey, what I want to do, and see that. As you go further, we can expand further. Now, it's 9:20, we want to take a quiz, but before that, any question? People on phone, any questions? Okay. Sorry?
We created a WhatsApp group, not education.
You can speak loudly. I think Brian and others, you can, who are in your group? Yeah, Nefertari.
Join. I don't know who that was.
Yeah, please feel free. Brian and Nefertari, if you are part of their group, please do respond, right? Motosi and Ratna, right? Okay. Okay, now let's do quiz. So we are almost there. So quiz perspective. This is what I added in case if you are practicing AWS AI certification. I did a lot of research, and part of that, one of the forum I created just quickly. Again, certification should not take longer. I would highly recommend to complete the certification because majority questions what we are studying is coming from here itself. So if you go to big data, database management, I added AI certification part, which is easy, right? I added as much information as needed, and I'm right now practicing also the materials I added. I searched a lot of Googles and all, I added all those content. So you can easily, you can go through that thing. It will help you for the certification preparation. Also, I added a multiple quiz in a quiz. So if you have time to go through quiz, you can go to quiz and go to, I think it's big data. No, sorry, data analysis, right? I think it's data analysis if I'm not making a mistake. Let's see, where did I add it? Oh, I added system admin. Okay. So system admin, and here I added two. I did myself also. One, I got 58 out of 65. And then second, I got 64 out of 65, which is not bad. So now I'm ready for the certification. Again, please try. Remember, these are free available. So those who are going for AWS certifications, these are all prepared, right? And many times students say that majority question comes very similar. So nothing wrong, it's free, right? Try it out. Yeah. Okay, now last but not least, our quiz time. Okay, let's see. What's the correct? So which of the following best describe no code, low code? Do you guys agree? Okay. Next one. So LangChain connect prompt, models, and memory. LangChain can talk to all models. So it's an abstraction on model. It means you can use OpenAI, Bedrock, Hugging Face, you can use any model. Prompts, it gives you prompt factory. You can customize it, and memory, it does have memory. It gives you sequence or it gives you flow. So very good. Next one, LangSmith. So Smith is nothing like tracking, debugging, monitoring, troubleshooting. Make sense? Next one. Do you guys agree? So its orchestration is dynamic. Remember, we have not hard coded that you need to call this after this after this. Everything is flexible. If you want to do rapid tap, we will learn next week this thing. Next week we're gonna, so next week we have quite things to cover. 3 topics to cover next week. We're gonna cover strands, right? Then we're gonna cover a little bit about the Streamlit, and then we'll cover MCP. MCP is the last topic we're gonna cover next week. Okay. So you're calling API in order to connect with the LLM, right? Because it's not in your machine, you're making a call.
time context.
You guys agree? So short-term and long-term memory allows. Without memory, each agent will not talk to each other, but because memory, they share the communication part, which we call state. Lang flow, right? We did component. Remember weather component today, right? Next one. Google search API, right? Mhm. Next one. Yes, memory. Memory allows you to exchange the conversation. Next one. There is a debugging part. Yep, this one, right? Basically troubleshooting, debugging, labeling. Next one. LangChain orchestration, when agent calls multiple tools, mechanism to ensure smooth execution. This one, orchestration means reasoning, right? Orchestration means reasoning, right? Good. Next one. Right? You can do input and output, right? We discuss about. Next one. Do you guys agree? One is a visual builder, one is a workflow, right? Next one. Do you guys agree? Right? So again, this framework now, because as I said before, the hype is how am I able to make it happen, right? So I would say just practice a little bit and challenge yourself. Like example, if you're working on a project, you create a tools, right? I would create a tools, you and your team member, and you define like example. I'm just making up. Let's say, think about a business workflow. Employee joined, right? Just an example, employee and employee onboarded, right? So what do? You insert record in a database, right? Then you get employee ID. Then maybe you create some kind of HR or what you call 401k enrollment. Then you create another thing like badges. Maybe you can create active ID, right? So these are flow. So here your prompt is enroll employee, right? Enroll employee. You give any prompt, and then based on that, what you happen you can have customized flow that first I need the badge, I need this. So as you write this thing, user may not write. Please understand. So like example, user will write, I want to book my travel, right? But then you know that you need a flight, you need a car, you need a hotel. So if user doesn't write, you may want to prompt users, which is nothing but curly bracket, right? Okay, what date, what time, which we talk about in a slot. Try to get this information through prompt. Once you have it, then you can, based on that, you can say, hey, your travel hotel agent, your air agent, your car agent, and your summary. Run that thing. As you can do that, trust me, after that, you won't have problem, because if you can do one workflow, you can do any workflow. Make sense? So for your project, use database, use web services, use file, use email, and kind of create a complex workflow. And that workflow can be portable. Portable means, like example, if I go to JP Morgan or if I go to Blue Cross Blue Shield, like they may have customers, customer enroll, customer email, customer this. So you can tell the same story that, hey, I can do that. Right now, all those what you call thing which we did right now, we are running manually. These programs agent we are running manually, but AWS has complex a little bit complex. AWS has we call agent core. What is agent core? You write a program. If your program is getting input through a file, database, web service, event, or trigger. Then agent code, you write a program and put it in a container that will continually listen, and then it will fire all the actions. That's called autonomous. Right now we are writing a program, we are running, but in a real life, these agents are automatic, means they are listening for certain event or certain action. And that you can do through agent code. Now, agent code require Docker file, which I cannot teach here, but whatever program you write, if the program you can convert into Docker, and if you put Docker here, then program will work. So like example, just an example, if my role is to send email as soon as somebody insert the database, and then agent is continuously listening database. Or my thing is listening, I'm listening message, and based on message, I need to do certain things. So I'm continuously listening message. That is continuously ongoing. That agent has only one task, but writing how to write agent, we are learning. Now, inside the agent, what you need to write, it's just a business logic. Make sense? So right now we are receiving prompt. That prompt can come from any form. So here you can say your prompt is, hey, you are message sender or SMS sender, right? Your role is to listen this thing, and every time, every 1 minute, check if new message is there. If message is there, send it. So message will be your curly bracket. As message comes, you kind of start executing your agent 1, agent 2, agent 3, right? So think about you and your group and come up back. I'm going to still add more exercise in a strengths and stimulate. Please do come next week because it will be loaded class. Next week will be my last class, and then week after you will have a project. Sounds good?